Hi guys, this is Madhav. I have successfully survived the first week at the University of Waterloo, which is, I guess, that's an achievement, so good job me. It is currently Sunday night, and I have just finished a bunch of homework, so I was making time to reflect on some lessons learned in this unique week. Um, it's been honestly quite busy. It's been very busy, and the work really increased a lot faster than I expected. We had about 2 days of freedom, and then orientation, co-op, all the courses. I have 9 courses. Everything just kicked into high gear. Though, honestly, it's not too bad. It's quite a lot of work. I've found myself working over 7 to 8 hours a day. However, and that's just on schoolwork. I also have other work to do. But at the same time, I was thinking, I have all of these courses. Do I need to take them all right now? And I was going through each one and I'm like, yeah, it kind of seems like this one's useful and that one's useful and that one's useful. So I have a lot of work, but I don't have complaints. And I think that's just a me thing. I just got off a gap year where I was learning in sprints every 2 weeks. So I'm kind of used to learning a lot, you know, looking for the opportunities in what I'm doing. Where I bet that if I didn't take a gap year, then I'd be very annoyed and stressed that I have to learn about engineering ethics, for example. Anyways, it's been a good week in terms of learning, but I think the highlights has been all the other stuff that went on besides learning. So yeah, they had like orientation, pep rally, cheerleading type events. Not really my thing, so I just dipped and I decided to go in that direction yonder, where they have a bunch of design teams, where there's just like all of these solar cars and autonomous vehicles and Martian rovers and like rockets that they're building. And it's just like, yeah, I'd just rather spend my time around there instead of the pep rallies. So I just sneak off orientation. Instead, I'd go to the 3D printing center and make a toothbrush. I made a 3D printed toothbrush. Pro tip, don't do that. You can't put it in your mouth. 3D printed parts usually aren't safe. But hey, I learned about 3D printing, all these tiny things like what do you do when it's printing and it's not sticking to the base and like the fibers are all messed up? Just weird stuff like that. So I feel like I'm really learning a lot more from doing all these tiny random things outside of courses. And I bet a bunch of my classmates aren't doing it. Like I just randomly meet people. I'm like, have you seen the place where we can just 3D print whatever we want for free? And they're like, what? You can do that? And it's just like, yep. It's a good thing that I explored, I just saw some random signs like here's a study on teaching a robot how to pick up an object. Here's a study on um, this biology department weird thing that I get curious about. Here's a flyer on using 3D printers for free. And I'd just be like, okay, let me go do that. And I think following up on these random opportunities, I've had so many conversations where I just walk into some room because it's open. I'm like, hi, I'm a first year student. Would you mind if I just come in and ask a few questions? And literally, no one said no. I've been able to, aside from the 3D printing, I've been able to start getting my permit to do woodworking. I have had people explain different types of car suspensions. Some guy showed me how carbon fibers can be molded into a car body. Some people explained to me what they're doing for building a Martian rover, let me play around with rocket fuel. It was a small rocket, but still, like rocket fuel. I was playing with rocket fuel. All of this stuff, it doesn't come, with the degree. It doesn't come with the courses. Even though the courses, they seem useful. Like I'm learning about complex numbers. I'm going to use them a lot soon. I'm learning about physics. I'm going to use that a lot soon. I'm learning about ethics. I'm going to use that a lot soon. It doesn't have the same flavor as like being able to show, here's a toothbrush I made, which I don't have with me right now, but maybe I'll show it in another video. So I'm very glad that, I went out of my way to introduce myself to these random folk. Um, and I'm very glad that I'm not just, doing exactly what is prescribed, exactly the way it is prescribed. So those are the big lessons and highlights of this first week. I hope that I have a lot more random interactions to come, and I hope that I don't get fatigued, tired of all the work all too quickly, because I have a lot more work to keep getting through. So it will be good if I can keep trying to see, what is the opportunity in what I'm learning. With that said, that is it for the first week, and I'll talk to you guys later.